Alright, this is still a continuation of the real number system inequality. We want to understand the concept of inequality quickly. Inequality teaches the concept of equality between variables in an expression. What we do in inequality is we want to check the equivalence between several variables in an expression. All right, and we actually weigh this equality by this symbol. We use less, greater, equals, less or equals, greater or equal. We use this symbols, we use this sign to check how equal they are or the extent of their equivalence. Okay, so in this video I'm going to be showing you some examples on how to solve inequality questions quickly. So let's quickly go to example 1. Let's start with something very simple. If we have 3x plus 6, 3x plus 6 greater or equals to 18. Now there are some terminologies students use that are usually very wrong when you are dealing with inequality. Inequality is not this greater or equals to 18 is not the same thing as equals to 18. It's saying that it's from 18 upward. Alright, so there are some words you don't use when you are dealing with this. I will give you some example of those words. For example, now as you are seeing this question, most of you watching will be having it in mind that you want to carry 6. You say carry 6, then it will not become minus. No, you don't say that. You don't carry 6. What you do is, since we are dealing with inequality, you say that add minus 6 to both sides. Now when you are dealing with inequality questions, you have just two options. You have just to add or to multiply. You don't divide, you don't subtract. Right? This is a concept where you will understand it fully when you get to an advanced part of your mathematics studies. So what we need to do here is to add minus 6 to both sides. Right? So I will have 3x plus 6, right? Then plus minus 6 to this side. Alright, then the other side also 18 plus minus 6. Can you see that now? That means this will cancel this. Alright, this will cancel this one, and I'll be left with 3x. So 8 minus 6, that is 12. Some of you still be thinking divide by 3. No, this is not equal sign, this is equal or greater. So what you need to do is to multiply both sides by 1 over 3, the inverse of 3. Alright, so I'll multiply this by 1 over 3, multiply this by 1 over 3. Okay, so this cancels this one. I have x greater or equals to, this is 4, and that's 4. That's how to do this one. So you have to take note of those words. Don't carry, don't divide. Right? You say add the particular number you want to remove to both sides, or you multiply to both sides. So let's quickly take the second example to see or to understand this very, very well. Okay, let's take example 2 quickly on this inequality. Suppose I have to solve something like this. 5x plus 7 is less or equal to 6 into the bracket of x plus 3. Now the first one we did, we have just our x in one position, but in this case we have our x in two places. We have x in this side and we have x on this side. So first of all, we need to open the brackets to be 5x plus 7 less or equals to 6x plus 18. Okay, now when you are solving this inequality question, some people will be like, okay, when do I change this symbol? Because when you want to collect like terms, that's where confusion comes in. This symbol here, people are very curious to know when to change it. Is it when I carry x to this side or to this side? That's when I will change the symbol. I don't really know, but this is what you do whenever you are having your variable on different sides and you want to collect like terms. What you need to do first is to change the easy way I saw it though. Rearrange it. Okay, rearrange it. If 5x plus 7 is less than 6x plus 18, I can also say that 6x plus 18 is greater than 5x plus 7, isn't it? Right? My aim is to have the biggest value or the biggest coefficient of the variable on my left hand side. That's just it. That's the easy way to solve it. So you carrying it, you don't need to worry about the sign will change or not. You just need to make sure that the coefficient of the variable with higher number is on the left hand side. So now I can do my whatever. So I can subtract 5x from both sides, and also subtract add minus 18 to both sides, add minus 5 to both sides. So I will have 6x, all right, minus 5x, okay, and 7x. After I must have added minus 18 to both sides. So this can definitely give me x greater or equals to minus 11. Yes, minus 11. And that's how to do this one. So how to solve it quickly is make sure that the variable with the larger coefficient is on the left hand side first before you start whatever you want to do. Let me give you another example quickly. Another example to know how to solve something of this nature. Suppose you are given another example like this, minus 6. Suppose you are given minus 6, okay, is less or equal to 4 minus 2x, or less than 5 minus x. Okay, now since you have something like this, you can split this to 2. I can have minus 6 less or equal to 4 minus 2x, or you have 4 minus 2x is less than 5 minus x. So I've already splitted this expression. So now we can actually deal with whatever we want to do in a respective way, right? Meaning that this one is just x on one side, so you don't need to worry about the bigger or the lower one. So what you just need to do is add minus 4 to both sides. I'll have 6 minus 4 less or equals to minus 2x, right? Let's just solve this part first. I'll have minus 10 here less to 2x. Alright, now in this case, most students, I know what you are thinking is that you want to cancel minus you want to cancel minus on both sides. No, you don't do that. This is an inequality sign. Alright, you do. Some people that say cancel minus on both sides, yeah, divide both sides by 2. No, you have gotten it wrong that way. Inequality is not equals to. So if minus 10 is less than minus 2, right? If minus 10 is less than minus 2, that means it means that 10 will be greater than 2x. For example, you know that, let me give you an example. You know that minus 2 here is less than 1, right? Minus 2 is less than 1. Okay, let me say minus 2 is less than minus 1, right? Will I now say that minus 2 is less than 1 if I cancel minus on both sides? No, you have to say 2 is greater than 1. Since you are removing the symbol on both sides, so this is wrong, this is right? So same thing goes to this one. If you want to remove minus on both sides, you just cancel it. The sign must change. So I have 10 greater than what? 2x. Then you can now divide, you can now multiply by 1 over 2. Then I will have 5 here. Alright, I will have 5 greater or equals to what? X. Is that cool? So I will have x is less or equals to 5. Okay, just to rearrange this one. So this will be my final answer for this part. Then for this side, for this other part here, so you have to be very careful when you are dealing with inequality. So here I have minus 2x and I have minus x here. So which one is the bigger number? The bigger number is minus x, right? Minus x is bigger than minus 2. So we bring it to the left hand side. I'm going to be having 5 minus x, then to be now greater 4 minus 2x. Okay, so you can do your whatever, minus x plus 2x greater than 4 minus 5, isn't it? So I'll have x is greater than minus 1, which is also the same thing as writing minus 1 is less than x. Okay, so I can decide to write everything in a compact form this way. I can write it in a compact form as minus 1 is less than x and x is less or equal to 5. So this will be my final answer for this expression. Okay, that's just it. Let's do more examples. Let's do one more example, or let's also do two more so you can understand it very well. So please don't just do cancel both sides by minus or remove minus on both sides. You might be wrong. This is not equal sign. This is inequality. You are checking the equivalence of both sides. Suppose you have another expression. Let's say you have something like this: 2 over 5 into the bracket of x minus 2 minus 1 over 6 into the bracket of x plus 5 is equals to or less or equals to 0. Alright, so let's open the bracket first. To do this one, we'll have 2x minus 4 over 5 minus x minus 5, because this minus and this plus is minus when you're opening the brackets. Or should we, okay, let's just leave it that way first, over 6, since we're just expressing less or equal to 0. That's how to put my bracket too. Okay, so in that case I can multiply the LCM on both sides. So if I multiply everything here by 30, let me multiply 30 here, multiply 30 here. You know, this will be what? 6. This will be 5. Then I'll have 12x minus 24. Okay, then minus, put my bracket, 5x plus 25. 0 times 30 is still 0. So I have 12x minus 24 minus 5x minus 25 less than or equal to 0. Okay, in that case, this 12x minus 5x, that is 7x, minus 24 minus 25, that is minus 49. Yes, less or equals to 0. In that case, I'll add 49 to both sides, so I'll have 7x to 49. So multiply both sides by 1 over 7. I will have x is less than 7. That will be my final answer for this expression. Simple, right? Good. And let's do the last example for this. I hope you've gotten it. So please make sure that whenever you're having this expression, you are very careful while dealing with them. Okay, so let's do one more example actually on this one, so we can have enough knowledge. Suppose you have minus 2 less or equal to okay, let me say 5 over 3 minus 3x less than 5. So what do you need to do? Split it up, right? Split it up. I'll have minus 2 less or equals to 5 over 3. Alright, minus 3x minus 5. Let me even teach another method instead of just splitting it up like the first way I did it. Let me teach another method. What you can do instead of splitting it up and kind of taking time is, since this is in a fraction mode, this particular one here, you can multiply everything by 3, so I can get this a straight line. So I'll have minus 6, then that 3 will cancel this 3 here. I'll have 5 minus 9x, then less than 15. Okay, so this can also work, so you'll not be stressing yourself of this fraction. Then I can have my lovely expression, this 5 minus 9x, or 5 9x less than 5. Okay, This one does not need sorting for, and even this one also. So what I just need to do is subtract 5 from both sides. I will have minus 6 minus 5, or add minus 5 to both sides. Rather, we are actually used to this word 9x. I'm actually dealing with this side though. So I'll have minus 11 less than, please don't say cancel minus on both sides, okay? I've explained that before. So what would this be? This would be what? 11 greater or equals to what? 9x. Alright, that will be 9x is now less equals to 11, and x is less or equals to 11 over 9. So don't go and do cancel both sides by there. Go and cancel minus on both sides though. So this one is for the left hand side. So let's get the right hand side. Let's get the right hand side quickly. I'm going to get the right hand side. I will have 5x minus 9x less than 15. So I have minus 9x. Add minus 5 to both sides. I will have 15 minus 5 minus 9x less than 10. Okay, less than 10. Is that cool? So I want to make sure that this my variable is positive. So what I will do is 9x is greater than minus 10. Alright, since I can't say divide both sides by minus 1, you get. So I'll multiply both sides by 1 over 9. Then I will have my answer there. So that will be x is greater minus 10 over 9. Alright, so bringing everything together, this can also be written as minus 10 over 9 is less than x, isn't it? Good. So to bring the two together, I will now have minus 10 over 9 is less than x, less or equals to 11 over 9. That will be the final answer for this one. So that is all for now on inequality and how to solve inequality.